Hey everybody, I'm Delilah Taylor. This is Happy Hour Hangout. I want to welcome everybody. Remember, hashtag Happy Hour Hangout. Send it out to everybody. If you would, in the comments, please let me know what you are drinking. And let me know if you can hear me. I'm using the microphone off my camera. We're sitting outside tonight. We were having a little bit of difficulties with echoes and whatnot, but hey, it's live. You know, it happens. All right. I'm going to make a few announcements at the beginning of the show this week. I usually try to make them at the end of the show, but by that point, I'm usually so happy that I forget and mess it up. So I'll just do them now. I want to welcome everybody. As you see, we have a few extra guests tonight. Of course, my favorite, absolute favorite barback is here, Dale Taylor. Y'all seen him before.
Hello.
And we also have Luke joining us from France. Is it
Hi
France?
there.
Or is it France? Part of France?
It is part of France, absolutely.
Okay. And then we have Nazim coming in from Milan, Italy. And you guys really welcome them. It's like 1 in the morning. They stayed up late for this. I'm so happy. It's awesome. And then we got Wayne. Wayne, you're in, what, South Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina, the Charlotte area right now. Yep.
Ah,
Awesome.
okay.
Hey, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, baby.
Same here. Thank you very much. I'm honored.
Couple of few things before we get going. Usually I tell you about next week's show at the end of the show, but I always mess it up, so I'm going to tell you about it right now. Because next week's show is going to be huge. It's Ladies' Night. Oh, yes, it's Ladies' Night. You got to hear the lineup. We have Mia Voss.
Yeah.
Jessica Duell.
Yeah.
Stephanie Sims.
Yeah.
Maggie Unzueta.
Yes.
And Gail Harris. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's a girl power show that's gonna knock everybody's socks off.
Absolutely, it is a white wine ladies' night. I cannot wait. All righty. Now tonight we are going to learn a little bit. It's only my first beer, really.
And it's the right one too.
And I'm only like down to here a little bit about Italy.
Yes.
Hear a little bit about France, because I want to know. And Wayne is here, and he's going to tell us what to do with all these leftover cans and bottles and everything else that we just don't know, because I'm sure there's lots of stuff that we can do with them. And I've given away, I don't know how many wine bottles to people that were having weddings and everything else, and they like pile up. I'm like, what do I do with these stinking things? I don't want to throw them away. That's just awful. So, all right, y'all, who wants to start?
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump in there, Nazim. He's already ahead of us. What are you drinking first off?
First of all, I'm drinking rum and cokes.
That's a
with ice.
Great drink.
As you can see by the bottom, I'm in big trouble because Italy is very bad on getting ice. They don't have ice machines. So I had to like bribe some people at the bar, and then it ended up turning that I had to like steal some ice.
You stole ice.
I stole ice. So I'm in a big problem right now. The ice cube smuggling raid has turned sour.
That's awesome. Hey, Luke, do you get ice?
Of course, yes. Why not?
Oh, France is, yeah. Oh, France is always France, and Italy is, yeah, I know. Let's not get that started.
Yeah, you know, we are pretty much civilized here.
Nice. See, I'm addicted to ice.
I noticed, and you said that you can never come to Italy because it's hard to get ice here. And this is, I mean, Dale, we got to do something about this, man. Like, you know, you guys are supposed to come over.
What's that? Getting over there?
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's one of those. Did you ever see the old TV series The A-Team?
Yeah.
I am B.A. Baracus. You better get. I can usually tolerate a plane, but I'm not real happy with it. You want me to be on a plane and over water? Yeah, I better be drugged from the beginning to the end.
That's pretty good. Oh, I love flying. That's speaking of airplanes. Don't get me started. That's something that I have a passion for, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this on air, but I love the flying cars that are starting to hit the market. Do you guys all know about some of those, like the Transition from Terrafugia?
I've been reading about it.
Yeah, it's an incredible, design, and they even have some new things now that are new designs in progress that they can have like a vertical takeoff car. So that would even be better yet.
And you know who's going to control? And you know who's going to control all the traffic? Google.
No, it will be Amazon.
Uh-oh.
We'll just drone over,
Excuse me, sir.
With our pizza.
Your package is. Your package is on its way. Can you move your car out of the way while you're flying?
All right, y'all got to do some shout outs. Y'all got to see some of this. Sunny stopped by. She's on her way to the show. She wanted to see it. Hi, Sunny. Love you. Have fun. She has got to be like, a guy's dream woman. She loves sports.
Yeah. I know. She's I was talking about it to her the other day. I mean, she is like right on top of the subject, like there's no tomorrow.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
All of her shows are about sports. And of course, we have Kim Boltman. For those of y'all that don't know, she is the official Happy Hour Hangout chef. And she made us a fantastic smoked salmon with avocado lemon sauce thing that goes on crackers. Everybody check it out in the Happy Hour Hangout community. She does a food for us every week. I love it. It's awesome. Let's see. And Elena is here. Ciao. Oh, Zara's here. Oh, this is cool. Wayne, you'll like this.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Taylor, Earthship.
Bring it on, Michael.
That is awesome. I'm loving it, you guys. Keep them coming. All right. So what's it like living in France? Have you ever lived anywhere else, Luke?
Yes. I spent most of my life actually in Paris. And I also used to be living for 2 years in Kyiv, Ukraine, in 2007, 2008.
Oh. What's it like in the Ukraine?
Well, I love Ukraine. It's a great country with great people, lovely people. They're very warm, very welcoming. So I totally love the country, love the Ukrainian people, and I love Kyiv. It's one of my favorite, all-time favorite cities.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of the Ukraine, and I may be wrong, I think of like people walking around with machine guns and stuff. Maybe it's not.
Well, your vision is pretty much flowed by the media. So that's pretty normal. That's what you see on the media. So that's what you associate with Ukraine. But it's not like that living in Ukraine.
Really? Now, I had a friend from Poland, and she was like the same thing. I always envisioned a lot of people walking around with guns and this, that, and the other. And he's showing us his bottle. Hang on. Barry's drinking around. But and I thought it was the same way too. But it is. She said it's not like that anymore and whatnot. So she didn't have any problem with it. So I was like, okay.
People are just living their life, Yeah. Sleeping, working, boozing. All the stuff we're doing,
So, all right. In Italy, is it pretty much open? Just go wherever you want and what you want and how you want. He does.
You can't get ice though.
No, you can't get ice. Man, just go steal it off the cruise ship.
No, in fact, the fact that I work for for Princess Cruises might help the whole cause here. But
Yeah.
I couldn't get my contacts in time to get the ice. So,
Oh.
but now I got enough. I got enough ice. We can go on till 3 in the morning.
That'll be. See, Dale, we can just cruise over. He works for Princess Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
Or contracts for them.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff.
I do a lot of stuff.
Can you give me a good deal?
Wayne, you see, Wayne, that's I can. We'll talk about that in the green room.
How long does it take to cruise the Atlantic?
There's a ship that goes from Cunard, because we also do Cunard. It goes from Southampton to New York, and it takes 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah.
I have a buddy in Greece.
Dale, you don't do airplanes, so maybe cruise ships. You might give it a try.
Down to the Caribbean. I think the longest one was a 5-day. Usually, after the first 2 to 3 hours, once I get my sea legs and a lot of alcohol in me, then I mellow out on the cruise ships. Because my big thing is I don't do water. I need a life jacket to take a shower on occasions. Okay, in water or not friends.
In other words, your wife doesn't get a hot tub.
Oh, I get it. Long story short, near drowning experience as a kid. If my feet don't touch the bottom with my head above the top, we've got problems.
Yeah, that will definitely scare you.
That'd set me back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, cruise ships doable. I usually am probably about a 3.0 on the blood alcohol scale before we pull out of port.
Excellent.
Wayne, have you ever been out of the country?
Yeah, to Canada.
that doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't? North America doesn't count? Oh, no, I haven't, and it's something that I want to do. I finally did get my passport, and go ahead.
Go ahead, Wayne, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I finally did get my passport, and I have some friends over in Germany and also in Greece that I'd like to go and visit. So at some point, that's on the list. But right now, it's building a business. So that's more.
There you go. I know what you're talking about.
Hey, everybody out there in the comment stream, if you want to ask a question about Ukraine or anywhere else, let me know. Oh, here's something. Let's see what this is. It's Joe Ray. A coworker just returned from the Ukraine, and she said that there's trouble there. See Jason Weiser's profile for more. But that it was safe when she was staying.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's something that just happened recently.
Yes, that's nice that he's highlighting that there are trouble currently in Ukraine, because yes, there are, and everybody in the world should be concerned. That's pretty much, that's pretty much why I have the Ukrainian flag on my profiles photo everywhere.
Oh, is that what that is?
That is what it is. Yes, it's the Ukrainian flag.
I did not know that.
I know you learned something.
I know. I learned something at every show.
Yeah,
it's amazing what Happy Hour does, huh?
Yeah, I know. Well, the last show I learned that pirates wore an eye patch so they could keep one eye dark so they could see in the dark. I had no idea.
I didn't either. I learned that on the same show.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, my buddy Daryl, he just texted me. He said he's watching the show, but he didn't comment for some reason.
Well, he can invite him to comment.
Go look at his page, Daryl Griffin.
Okay, look, I'll check it out.
He's connected to me.
Okay, great.
Now he's blushing right now.
I got a shout out also here because I got a question why I'm not drinking. Sarah Altair, who's also in Italy, says why I'm not drinking Cinzano Bianco, which is a typical Italian drink, because tonight I decided for rum and cokes.
Rum and Coke is always a winner for me.
It's refreshing, isn't it? And you don't realize when it kicks in, you just think you're drinking something like, hey, and all of a sudden, boom.
I drank a lot of rum on the last show. I was like,
okay.
Well, it was the pirate show. I had to drink rum, right?
Pirates, you need rum.
Yeah. There's
Pirates.
a bee over here. Sorry, y'all.
Okay. So let's get Wayne. Wayne, talk to us about. I mean, business-wise, what are you trying to do? What are you building up? What are you? I'm very curious about it.
Yeah, I guess I should share that a little bit, huh?
Yes, please.
Hey, which, by the way, you're gonna laugh. I had all of my bottle cutting equipment all set up, and I go and get the box of glass bottles to show you how to do this, and I trip and I fall and I lost all the bottles, so they just went all over the concrete. So I guess here's the
That's
promise.
what you do. You throw the bottles on the concrete. That's what's done.
That's how you do it.
So,
Now
children, there's a message out here. Whenever you're doing any sort of documentary, do not mix it with drinking.
This is true. This is always true. But so I guess here's the promise I'll make to the audience. So whoever's watching and wants to make a comment, give me a video that you would like me to create of something made with glass wine bottles, and I'll do it within reason. I mean, it's got to be within reason. So if somebody makes a comment in the comment stream of something that they want to see me make, out of tools and wine bottles or what have you, I will do it, and then I'll do a video on how to make it.
That's awesome.
What else can you do with them? What can you make out of them when you don't break them first?
Yeah, luckily I hadn't just finished them off so we could use them for the episode, but yeah, what I think of is I think of using them as planters, as cups or vases. You can do some kind of unique little things with them to make. You can cut the top portion of the bottle off. I don't know if I'm in frame here, but cut this part of the wine bottle off and turn it upside down and set it back down in, and that makes a unique looking vase. Or you can use that as a wicking garden bed of sorts and grow some small, some, I don't know, herbs.
Excellent.
Things like that.
I like the sound of the recycling things and really using them.
Yeah, a hanging like a chandelier is another good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, you can take a wagon
That's a
wheel.
redneck idea. You hang up your beer bottles and throw Christmas lights in the things. We had a Christmas tree made of, what was it, Sprite cans one time. And then we had some Christmas lights that were shotgun shells. And
Now, that's a good style. I'll give you that. Definitely the winner of the show.
Gotta show you. Michael Taylor. Shout out, brother. Another Taylor. You can still use the eye patch technique at home for ghost hunting, and that's awesome. Oh, we gotta try that. There's so much Civil War history here, guys.
It looks, and I like the comment. He says it's beautiful where you guys are because it really looks gorgeous on the porch where you guys are on the porch, and the background is really nice.
Thank you. That's our yard. we have some that's cleared, and then the rest of it is just wooded. We just left it.
Fantastic.
That's actually our front yard. We live so far up off the road, and with all this stuff, you can't see our house from the road.
Great.
Yeah, it's nice. The only people that see us are the neighbors to one side, but they don't ever come outside, so it's okay. I don't care. And then the neighbor on the other side, there's so many woods we can't see her unless we go to work in the yard, and then she goes all psycho and starts screaming that we're messing up her property on our side of the fence. And
so there is a little bit of tension with the neighbors. Interesting.
Just with the one, and she only has it with us when we try to cut the grass.
Which is something very normal in today's world.
The woman's called the police on me on 2 different occasions.
Really?
Yeah, she does not like me at all.
What's bad as he is the police.
I know.
That doesn't bode well for her.
I know. It's like she doesn't know.
No, she does know. She's just ignorant.
Not smart. Yeah. That's not smart.
We've lived here 14 years, And to this day, I can't tell you the woman's name. I call her Psycho Bitch.
Hello. Uh-oh. Hope there's no children watching tonight.
Delilah. Let's go ahead and call you out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she gets. All right, guys, y'all got to tell me something about the food.
Okay. Let's start with France.
All right,
Well,
Luke, you're up.
well, I can talk about food, but it will not be actually specifically French food, but more Corsican food because I'm living in Corsica. So in Corsica, you have a couple of things that you will not find anywhere else, and one of my favorites is called figatelle. And figatelle are basically sausages that are made of pork and liver, and so they are just delicious. I love them. I eat them as much as I can during the season.
Interesting.
Okay, for all this Americanites over here, what's the difference between Corsica and the rest of France?
Corsica is an island to the left, and if I were to grab my car and go to Genoa, I could then grab a ship and go to Corsica. It's directly to the left.
It's directly to the left of Italy, to make things precise, you know. Now, because we were talking about that with a friend earlier on today, you know, I started having a couple of beers with a friend of mine here.
Ah, so you've been drinking.
Yeah, getting ready for tonight, and we were discussing about Americans. It was kind of funny, and his experience was, his comments were, okay, I love Americans because they are crazy. I was
thank you.
Yes, that's true. And then he was saying, you know, basically Americans, they don't know at all geography outside of the U.S. and they vaguely know that there is a big stuff that is called Europe, but then out of this they know nothing. I was sharing with him, you know, the very first question when I get in touch with some American people, the very first question they are asking me is, how far are you from Paris? And I goes and like, well, I'm on an island, you know, and I'm about 1,000 kilometers from Paris. Yeah, and they go like, there is an island in France? Yes, there is an island in France. Yes, it's in Mediterranean Sea, and it's just on the map. It's just left of Italy.
That's true. It is exactly left of where I'm at.
Oh, we have a question for you, Luke. Is the pork and liver dish you mentioned served in a casserole or encased in a pastry?
It's served grilled, so it's like more like you do it like barbecue.
Yeah.
And you can eat it with whatever you want, actually.
Ooh.
You try to go with some vegetables with it because it's pretty heavy. So you try to get some fresh vegetables and cook it with it.
That sounds good. Kim, I hope you caught that.
I can later on. I can put some pictures of.
Yeah, put some. And maybe, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Oh, we just got a message from Daryl Griffin. Was that your buddy that was on?
Yeah, that's. He texted me back. He's like, I don't know how to comment.
Wayne Meter's catching a good buzz. I think he caught it.
No, I'm pretty sure that I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, y'all have to remind me because I'll leave myself blue box by accident if I do that one. Nazim. All right. Hey, y'all might actually be able to have an RL there.
Well, yeah, no. He and I do know each other. We're good friends. He's watching.
No, I was talking about Nazim and Luke. They're like somewhat on the same side of the world.
Corsica's a little bit far away, and it's typically a place where Italian goes for the summer holiday.
Well, so it's typically a place where you want to go now.
I know, because in summer it's packed.
The summer in Italy is what, August?
We take the whole month off.
Yeah, how awesome is that?
I love that. That's one of the
Italy,
reasons.
they take the whole
It
month of
was it was
August.
in it was in my marriage contract, Delilah. When I looked at when the wife came up and she said, "You're moving out of the States," I said, "Okay, show me the contract. Okay, 1 month off, all the food you want, location on the ocean, country, great." You know, I said, "Okay, that's done. I'm out of here."
You forgot to ask about the ice first. Huh?
The ice, you see, the ice thing I didn't know about. You know what? It was a small clause in the back of the contract. No ice. No ice, and no peanut butter.
Oh yeah, they could go without.
Oh yeah, I know. You guys would have trouble here.
That's terrible. No, you know what I would do? I would just grow peanuts.
There you go.
I'd
You
figure
see?
out a way to grow peanuts.
Well, you see, Wayne, because you are on top of you're above the envelope, dude. You're like sustainability, and you would figure it out and you'd be like. You'd have like the the food cart with like the peanut butter, selling it to the Italians, and they'd be going nuts.
Yeah, right.
There's
I'm just
a
trying to
business
get
idea.
other people to realize they can do it too. It's not that hard.
No, it's not. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're so right.
Now we're gonna call you Jimmy Carter. And Dale's over here going, "Wow." Luke, do you know who Jimmy Carter is?
Yeah.
You
Jimmy
may-
Carter.
He was one of our presidents from what, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna have another one.
76
Am I-
to 80 was Carter's.
Hang
Am I
on, that topic's making me want to get another beer. I'll be right back.
Anyway, Jimmy Carter was from Georgia,
Yeah.
and he like grew peanuts or had peanut farming in his family. I don't know
The
what all
family
that.
menu.
Yeah, and so it was always a big joke about the peanut president.
Okay, so you see, I have learned something also tonight.
Yeah, and that was from,
American culture.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
yeah, that's what he was known for, not him being a great president or anything, because he was really kind of sucky. But yeah, he had peanuts.
He was the president right before Ronald Reagan.
That's right. Let's see who we got. Okay, wait, I'm checking here. Always take peanut butter when you visit friends in Europe. Sarah Altier says, I'm looking at the comments and down at the bottom.
Yes.
Dan Bush said that Carter is from Plains, Georgia, and he sold him a snow cone along the way.
I bet he did. He's famous for the snow cones.
Really?
Yeah. You guys need to get to know Stan Bush.
Oh, no, Stan. Yeah, I spoke to Stan. Okay, I spoke to Stan while I was waiting till it was 1 a.m. here. Stan was so nice, and I'd like to do a nice call out to Stan. And we spoke for about an hour, and then he said, "You got to say something." And he said, he said to me, you got to tell this to Delilah. What are the last words that a redneck says? Watch this.
I figured it was I was so drunk. Actually, the new one is, here, hold my beer and watch this. You know it's going to be bad.
But I had the first time I met Stan today. We've always texted in between, and while I was waiting, I saw him and I said, I just did a call. We did an HO, and he told me some fantastic stories in about an hour. Really, really great.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I have to bring this up. Cheryl Dews. And she's talking to Elena, or Elena, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But she's saying something about a go-go boot. You know where I'm going with this, honey.
You need to blue box yourself. Click your blue box.
Yeah. I have the best go-go boot story ever.
Oh, God.
Okay, here we go.
This is
Let me pour some extra rum in my drink.
Do y'all remember? I think it was in the 90s, probably late 90s. Go-go boots have become popular for women again. I had a pair. I think I actually had a couple of pair. You saw women walking around with them everywhere. They come up to the knee. You just slid them on. They had that fat, chunky heel and whatnot. Well, our youngest daughter was probably about 7 or 8 years old.
I think she was younger than that.
Anyways, and I was out here on the back porch one day, and she had gotten a pair of these boots for Christmas. Somebody had given her a pair of go-go boots, and she thought they were the coolest things ever. So she comes out here on the back porch with me. She's got these boots on, and she's just prancing. She's prancing. And she finally looks at me and goes, "Look, Mom, I have hooker boots, and they're just like yours." I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I didn't know if I should be more scared the fact that she called them hooker boots or the fact that they were just like mine. I'm like, so this 7-year-old kid, I'm having to explain to her what a hooker is and why she's not wearing it. So it's awful.
The sincerity of kids will get you all the time.
Yeah, it kind of it reins you in a little bit, doesn't it? As parents and as adults.
On that note, I'm gonna tell an interesting story. When my daughter was pretty young, she started asking us about the birds and bees and how does this work and that work, and me and my wife were like, well, we might as well be a little bit sincere instead of making up a big story. So we go to this bookstore and we get this, and there's this book, kind of like a cartoon book, where it talks about sexual education and you put this and that, and it's like, so she finally looks at the book and she's looking at the book, going all over it, and she's like, "Oh man, this is great." And we tell our daughter, "Sweetie, this is a family thing. You just keep it in the house. This is the book." And she's about 8 years old. So all of a sudden, we get a phone call from the school, from the principal, says, "You guys have to come in for a little discussion." I go, "What do you mean?" "Well, your daughter showed up. She grabbed the book, she put it in here, went to school, didn't tell anybody, and she had a field with all the kids. Look at the pictures." It was a cartoon. Obviously, it's a cartoon where it was very cartoonish. But here,
I had one of those books.
Okay, but here in Italy, man, it's like there's a pope down the road. You don't mess with that stuff. So, and the lady and we told her, well, listen, she was it's a normal book. There's nothing bad about it. It's just like, yes, but and the principal said, I side on your side, but please, I got all these mothers that are freaking out about it.
Oh God, Luke, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. Y'all know Luke and Zara on a show together, A View from the Edge. Zara, she got busted by a sniffer dog.
For an apple.
For an apple.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that, but me, it was the contrary, Last time I came in the US, it was in San Francisco in 2008, and it was for the Apple Worldwide Developer Conference that they hold in June. And so I came to San Francisco in 2008, and I had the greatest idea ever, which was to actually locally buy a Swiss knife. This Swiss knife, which is actually doing everything for computers. And this Swiss knife is called, don't remember the precise name of this model, but this is the model where you can actually create a computer with it because you have all the small screws and stuff. And so I was super happy to buy my Swiss knife in San Francisco for a couple of bucks, actually less expensive than in Europe. And then I go back. When I need to go back, I'm arriving at the airport late. And I'm like running, and I did buy a Mac, and I did buy a lot of stuff. And I was like running with all my stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm just in front of the door where they are checking everything. And I'm like, oh man, I have my Swiss knife in the pocket. I'm done. I mean, that's good. They will take it. They will never give it back to me. And okay, here we go. They ask me to get off my shoes, get off my socks, whatever. Put everything in the the stuff to be checked. I put everything, you know, including the Swiss knife. I put everything and I say, okay, that's lost. I thought I had win a couple of dollars, but that's lost. And I end up on the other side of the door, and they give me back everything, okay? And so basically I put on my socks, I put on my shoes, I get back my Swiss knife and put it in my pocket. I get into the plane, and about half an hour from the takeoff, there is the woman just nearby me that says, oh, we have such a great security now in the U.S. with the planes and such. I said, I'm like, oh, yes, you really think so? And I'm taking off my Swiss knife from my pocket and opening the biggest knife, you know, and saying, I just got through the security with... And she was freaking out for the rest of the flight.
But damn, don't bring an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Zara, remember Genesis. The women do not bring apples, honey. We have never lived that down.
I love it.
And with
You know, it happened to Eve. It happened to Snow White. Leave the damn apples alone.
Exactly.
and with that story right there, people wonder why I don't like to fly. With that kind of security, people wonder why I don't like it. Because I'm a paranoid individual. I did military time and everything else. And, of course, everybody knows, doesn't matter where you're from, about 9/11 here in the U.S.
Yeah.
The last time we went on an airplane, I had to get medicated, and I'm talking going and getting a prescription from a doctor just to get through the front door at the airport, much less on the plane. And,
was that because of the security issues? How the way TSA treats you? You know, TSA
No.
is really okay.
No, it's my mind, the way it works. I don't trust anybody, and I was standing there looking around going, okay, who am I going to have to kill because they do something stupid? And now people are telling, and I appreciate the stories, but I know how bad the security is. And it doesn't matter whether you're flying or whether you're coming in to customs by boat or at one of the border checkpoints. I know how bad the security is. And it scares me to death.
I haven't been back to the States in at least 7 years, and my friends tell me that TSA is really now. I mean, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's a lot of more closure than it was before.
Oh, no. Did you see the story we were talking about? Oh, you may not have. It was a couple of shows back. There was a kid in
Oh
California.
yeah, no, I did see that.
Yeah. He just hopped over the fence, walked across the parkway, and crawled up into a plane and flew to Hawaii.
Yeah. It's an incredible story.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I think it's quite difficult to do a lockdown on a whole series of things. I have a friend who works in Miami at immigration. He's told me some incredible stories about, you know, the whole system and everything. It's not all there.
Yeah.
They make it sound like it's all there, but it's not all there.
Luke, was it a Swiss Army knife? Because we have like blue millions of those here.
Yeah, Swiss Army.
Yeah. They're really more expensive over there?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
They should be cheaper in Switzerland. And Switzerland's about 30 minutes away from here.
Maybe because it says the name Switzerland on it and they sell it as a tourist attraction over there.
So Wayne,
yeah,
Wayne, I got a question for Wayne. There was somebody looking outside the window before. Is that somebody picking? Somebody was asking who's peeking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
photo bomb behind you. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's like, hello.
Yeah, it was probably one of my friends. No big deal. We can stand down. It's all good.
You can bring him into the hangout if he wants to join your beers on the. You know.
We might have more than we can handle.
All right, we're talking about customs and stuff getting repossessed and everything. Luke, you probably didn't see this. You may be a little bit late. Did you guys see the story that I sent you about the girl that lost her cell phone?
Yeah.
No, it was stolen. It was stolen. She's 26 years old. Her cell phone was stolen, and she used that Find My Phone app or something.
Yeah, find my iPhone on the Mac on the Apple interface with the iPhone.
Yeah. All right, y'all out there
I got a story. I got a story
in the
after
comment
this one. I'll
stream.
tell you that'll make you laugh.
All right, in the comment stream, let me know how dangerous do you think this is. She lived in a city where it was so busy. She used this app. She actually found her phone. She told the police. They're like, we don't have time to go get that. We're doing all this other stuff.
Yeah, we're busy.
Yeah. So she went and got it herself. I mean, it located it down to the address of where she was at, and she went there and got it herself. How crazy is that?
She rang the bell. A guy came up, a big guy, and she said, "I want my phone back." And the guy gave her back the phone.
Her best friends. Yeah.
I got a story for related to this. It's kind of funny. About 2 years ago, this application that you said, Find My iPhone, you can use it for your iPad too. So I had just gotten an iPad, and I was going all over the place with the iPad, you know, doing the typical things that you do with an iPad, kind of like showing off and stuff, and you know. And all of a sudden, I had gone to see my wife at her office, and there was a meeting, people running around, stuff like that. And I got back home, and I said, man, I don't have the iPad anymore. So I freaked out. So I said, well, let me get on the computer and do the iPad, iPhone. It works the same. It finds the devices, and I'll find it. So I look up at this map, and my office, my wife's office is right here. And then down at the corner, there's this thing beeping, and it's like, it's there. But the map was kind of messed up, so it looked like it was in somebody's apartment. So I'm like, okay. So I call my wife up, and I'm like, sweetie, I can't find my iPad, and I think somebody stole it. And she said, what do you mean somebody stole it? Well, you know, across the street from the office, it's beeping, it's there. Somebody came into your office, they stole it, and now what are we going to do? And it's like, well, and, you know, so I get all, you know, what are we going to do? And I said, well, the cops are the same here in LA. It's like, yeah, they're like, pronto, yeah, whatever, iPad, no, you know, forget about it. So then at the end of after an hour, I decide, you know, I get the car, and I get the other car, and I go back to the office, and I traced the beeping, and it was inside. She had moved the car where I had left the iPad underneath the car seat, so it looked like it was in somebody's apartment, and it was basically traced. I had left it in the car. So I'm like.
Well, at least you found it. I gotta pull this up. This is crazy. Ray Miller, and they can't find an entire jet plane.
Oh, boy.
How awesome is that?
That's a low blow. That's
Ray, my southern brother, I love you. That's awesome.
We all know that was just a big conspiracy anyway.
Wait.
Oh, we've said the C word.
Did I say it? Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, tell me, where's the plane? What's going on?
This is very interesting. I want to hear this one.
No. I'm just saying I don't necessarily know the answers, but my whole point is what we're being fed by the media today is not the facts. And I mean, and I know you mentioned this a little bit when we talked about what you wanted to bring up in the show is just some random facts. And what I can tell you is I like reading this blog by a guy I think he goes by Willie Loman, W-I-L-L-Y Loman, L-O-W-M-A-N, I think. And I would follow him. His real name is Scott Cretan, and he comes up with some very interesting ideas as things are taking place and unfolding in life. And one of these stories happens to be the plane, but he comes up with some really interesting narratives, and guess what? What do you know? 6 months later, a year later, a lot of them happen to be factual in hindsight. So it's very good. And after the show, I don't know the exact link to his blog, but after the show, I'll put a link to his blog.
That's great. Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you could put a link on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask for the link on that too.
Yeah.
Luke, you ever had to find anything?
Sorry?
I said, have you ever had to find anything? You were like the tech master, dude. So
really? Yeah.
What all have you found with your with your tech stuff, or have you ever found anything? Lost?
An ex-wife.
Whoa!
You probably should have left her lost.
Wow. That's a great one, Luke. I like that one.
Was it worth it?
Well, that's the truth. Well, actually, you know, the technology brought me a wife. Then we made it an ex-wife. But that's it.
Well, at least it was just an ex-wife, you know. Just not anything worse.
No.
Now, here's the other one. And Wayne, I got to know if you got a conspiracy theory on this one.
Yeah,
okay.
Bring it up.
I want to hear. Yeah, I like the way Wayne's thinking.
But you know, who knows? Because it might be something I have no knowledge of.
Hey, I think there's a lot of them out there. I think we get fed a ton of bull.
There you
I
go.
really do.
No, that's definitely a
I
fact.
totally agree with you on what you just said.
Yeah, that statement was more factual than anything you wanted to hear on CNN or Fox today.
True.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Did y'all get to see the stuff I sent you about the guy that got sentenced to prison for 13 years for armed robbery, and there was a clerical error, and they never picked him up?
Yeah, I saw that. Incredible.
Yeah.
Now he went on. He never did anything else wrong. He got married. He had kids. He turned his life completely around. How many years ago did that happen? I mean, he got sentenced to 13 years, and he was like at the end of his sentence or nearly close to the end of his sentence, and they still had never taken him to jail. And then they were like trying to take him to jail, and he's like, you know, this is crazy.
Yeah.
They actually took him to prison for a few days, but then they released him. So,
Crazy.
do you think it was right that they released him even though he had been prison sentenced, or do you think he should have had to serve out his term? Because he never did anything else wrong. He honestly changed his life. I guess he was like hiding from the police, so he didn't want to be found. But
I mean, whether it's right or not, I mean, according to what do you call it, like humanitarian law or against or illegal or legal based on a legal system like we have in our federal government or in the states. I mean, I think that's up to some people to be evaluated. I mean, I'm a little different. You know, I don't look at something and say, well, because the federal government says it's illegal, that means it's illegal. You know, I think of things based on humanitarian purposes and with that perspective.
He actually did the robbery. He was supposed to go to prison.
Yeah.
They just like checked the wrong box on the paperwork and forgot about him. It was a boo-boo. Now,
he got a break in the system.
Yeah,
but that's my point. Is you can't live life by a straight line, hard line rule every single time. I mean, because if you're living by that rule, he goes back to jail. Simply said. I mean, there's no question. But if you live life with a heart, maybe with love a little bit, you know, then you have a different perspective about people. And I don't know. I
get it. That's what you call oh, honey, you don't know what this one is. Where after you've done a crime, if it's so many years, it doesn't count on the books.
Statute of limitation.
Yeah.
All right, he was already sentenced to prison, but maybe we should install a statute of limitations on how long they can wait before they send you to prison too.
Well, it was obvious, and I haven't heard anything about the story until you just brought it up. It's obviously a clerical error where the box that they marked was the box for suspended sentence.
Yeah.
That's what they marked.
Yeah, correct.
And that was a complete blunder. This particular individual had never been in any more trouble, had not, and I'm assuming that is factual, that he had never done anything else. That's at a point where you go ahead and you go, you know what, maybe we got through to this guy, and we'll give him the chance and the benefit of the doubt. But then you've got guys that'll do 12 years actually do the time, and then within a year of getting out, they go right back to the same old routine.
Yeah.
And I say that from a case I just recently dealt with. I sent somebody to prison today for 97 years.
Wow.
So, but he was a constant repeat offender.
Yeah.
And all of his offenses were violent. They weren't drug offenses or petty things. They were violent crimes. So if you got through to that one individual, then I'm fine with him walking away from it.
But I mean, the thing is too is you have to. I think a lot of the weight of the type of prisoners that come into our systems goes to the police officers who are out there enforcing the laws, because as you get more and more seasoned and more advanced in kind of how you work within yourself in public service. I've been there a little bit. You start to learn to evaluate people and make judgments before you throw the book at them, so to speak, and give them the right people the second chance, if you will. I don't know. That's coming from me from a very country background, living in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know.
Great point, Wayne. Great point.
I'll tell you, Dale and I are both in public service, and generally the ones that are really bad you run into over and over.
Of course,
and
of
over
course, of
and
course.
over again.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that you try to help. I mean, honestly, try to help. And then there's some that are just like, nah.
Yeah, yeah.
You just got to look at it from both sides. But this guy, I mean, after everything that happened, the man that he had robbed initially was standing up for him. He's like, hey, because they actually came and got the guy, and he actually went to prison for a couple of days. And the guy that he had originally robbed, his victim, come up and was like, would y'all let him go? He's already married. He's got a couple of kids. He's never done anything else wrong. He's built this entire life. Whatever he did to me, I'm over it. He changed his life. Let him go. And they did. He went back home like 3 days later, 4 days later. They let him out, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let him out because he learned his lesson and never even had to spend a day in prison.
But I totally agree with what Dale's saying. It's like it's a very complicated issue. I mean, Dale lives in he constantly lives in that world, and he's, so we're outside of that world, and we're like we just read a news event, and it's like but somebody who's in there knows really the reality that a lot of people have not really seen.
He's a cop. I'm a paramedic. We wind up on a lot of the same stuff. We don't even watch the local.
Well, my sister in Miami is a cop, so that's why I'm coming also.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, ask her about watching the local news. It's always wrong.
I know. Yeah.
We watch it for a laugh. To be perfectly honest, it's like it gets that out.
We watch it for the weather. We watch it for the weather.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then we still laugh because it's still wrong.
I didn't know that you were a paramedic at any point, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still am. I still have my license. I was working all the way. I was on a truck all the way up to January.
That must be an intense job.
Yeah, it can be.
I mean, really, you must see some incredible things, and you go for some.
You see some awful things, but then you see some of the most hysterical things you've ever seen in your life. There are bumper stickers out there that honestly say, "Don't do anything you don't want to have to explain to the paramedics."
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, Wayne, I meant to tell you, I don't know if you saw it in our little chat thing that we had going on or not.
Yeah.
But, brother, you're going to Alabama in when? June?
Oh, yeah. I'm going there in June, I think June 14th. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but it should be, I'll be there the whole last 2 weeks or the last 3 weekends in June. And it's going down to support a guy who I know from YouTube. And he has a YouTube channel called Go for Green Living. And what he focuses on really is he's trying to build a community of people who are all supporting each other. And, for example, they're building straw bale houses. They're lining and packing the straw with cob. They're using tires and packed dirt as a foundation. They're composting their own solids, their own human waste. They're building solar panels. All of that stuff that goes along with building a community, and a self-sufficient community at that, will be taught during the whole month of June. And if you subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, which I'll throw a comment in with links after the show, but to my personal YouTube channel, subscribe there. I'll be doing a video. It'll explain everything that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to have live HOAs and classes, and it's just going to be incredible. So I hope that you all will find some value in that, or whoever's watching. So
sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
It will. The great thing is it's what, in Birmingham?
Yeah,
right?
Close to Birmingham. It's. I know it's within an hour of Birmingham in one direction or another. I don't remember the town, but when I get all that solidified, I will put up on my YouTube channel in a description of one of the videos how to contact me and what to do if you want to be a part of it and come and learn. You can come, as anybody can come and camp out for the whole month of June if they want, and we will teach them how to look at building this homestead, and we'll help them to acquire skills needed to go back and do that. So
Yeah,
it's going to be really exciting.
what I was going to tell you is, brother, you don't know, but Birmingham's only like a little over 2 hours from here, so we were going to come down and visit.
It sounds to me like a hurl.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I'm making myself another drink to celebrate the hurl.
Here's the hurl.
Here's the hurl. Yeah, but you see,
Hurl is hang out in real life, Bill.
Yeah, but with Bud Lights, you can go on till the cows come home.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not fair.
All right, Joe. We have got 2 minutes to go. Luke, you got anything last minute to tell everybody, or anything you want to add? Send them to your show.
No.
No.
I would like to close out with two things about. Basically, I'm so happy to have been invited in here. It was worth staying up late at night to be able to join this fantastic group. Wayne is we met the other day just by chatting. It's great to see him live. You guys, and also Dale is like, so thank you very, very much for a fun time. And hey, this is always fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good times, guys.
Nazima, have you ever been on an HOA before?
Yeah, I've done, yeah.
Have you? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I always run into you in the comments somewhere. Yeah, we hang out privately, but
I was in my first HOA was Martin Shevington invited me into a HOA with Guy Kawasaki when I was just starting on Google Plus, and I'm like,
wow,
are you kidding me? Yeah, wow. We're gonna discuss a book, and I'm like, really?
He's buddies with Shervington. Shervington's the one that got him into Google, dude. Yeah. While they were sitting in London, I'm like, y'all make me sick. That's awesome.
No, in fact, I've met Martin in London, and it's like, and I keep inviting people over. You saw my circle management today. It's like,
yeah.
I should have put a group in there that said like people that are supposed to come to Italy.
Yeah, my Italy people.
Exactly.
All right. Now, I always talk to you from the edge because I think I've had almost everyone of the hosts on there. If y'all don't know, that is Luke's show. That is Luke's baby. And I love everyone of them. Zara, Ray, everybody.
Kristen Drysdale.
Kristen Drysdale.
Yeah. Great call out. All the people in the comment stream is fantastic.
Have to call her out though. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. All righty. Well, it is 8 o'clock. Maybe you got anything left to say?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to working all this stuff. So to Elena Bellametti and everybody, Cheryl Deuce, and everybody that made comments with my name in them, I apologize for not replying. I just hadn't figured out how to get all that stuff yet. So bear with me. I'll
Dude,
get there.
I love you're doing. I love it. I love it. Fantastic.
I think it's a Southern thing. I can't swap cameras back and forth to make comments at the same time. Yeah, I always do them after the show. Alrighty, we are at 1 past the hour. I'll let you guys know. Want to keep the fun rolling? Head on over to the Happy Hour Hangouts community. We always have some fun stuff going on over there. And I always list the next week's show over there. And of course, you can always find Kim Bultman's fabulous recipes over there.
And one final reminder on the women's show next week. Let's do that one more time because it's going to be a heck of a show.
Oh yeah, for everybody that got here late, I'm so glad you told me because I would have forgotten. Next week's show is Ladies' Night. For all the ladies that are just joining us, we have a gigantic panel with Mia Voss, Jessica Doole, Stephanie Sims, Maggie Unzueta, and Gail Harris. It is White Wine Night, Ladies Social.
Hey, I'm wearing this hat for Maggie, by the way. This is all for Maggie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is Maggie just not the most adorable thing? I told her, I was like, I'm like, Maggie, there is one stipulation for you coming on the show. You have to speak Spanish.
Yes. And I speak Spanish, so I've spoken Spanish on comments with her, so that would be a lot of fun.
All right. Anybody else? If you want to be a guest on HOA, by all means, please just let me know. I love having new people and everybody to join. So I would love to have you on here. Otherwise, if you want to contact me outside of Google.
Google.
I think I made a goofle. You can hit up my website at engagemyhoa.weebly.com. All right, y'all. Love you, darlings. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Later.
Bye.